Okay, so I know what you're thinking. It's all positive, so you should rush down to the description now to buy the watch, right? Well, hang on. Let me tell you about the cons. Hey guys, my name is Zach, and today on Fabrication, we're going to be talking about this watch right here. This watch is not only the cheapest watch on Amazon, but it's also the highest rated watch on Amazon as far as cheapness goes. It rings in at a whole $20. I know, it's gonna break the bank, right? This watch is rated 4.4 stars, so pretty high for a $20 item. Before we get started, I would like to mention real quick that there's a link right down in the description, and if you do decide to buy the watch and you use that link, it'll help me out by giving me a small commission at no cost to you. Anyways, now that that's over with, I know people usually like to beat around the bush and do all this junk, but I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you whether this watch is actually worth buying or not. I'm going to tell you right now, overall, since I opened the box, I've been pretty impressed with this watch, and it is a good watch. But hang on a second, before you rush down to the description, click that link and click add to cart, I'm going to tell you the pros and cons about this watch so you can make the decision on your own. Getting right into things, I have to say I was pretty impressed at the fact that when I opened the box, not only did I actually get a watch in the box for $20, but it also turned on with 50% battery life. The packaging was pretty decent, and the watch actually came touchscreen, which is pretty impressive at that price point. Now I know, the ad said that it was touchscreen, this and that. Well, I mean, you can't believe it until you see it, right? Anyways, furthermore, I would like to go on to say that the setup of the watch was a breeze. Just scan the QR code to install the app, and you're pretty much good to go from there. All you have to do is create an account and set it up how you want to. My first impressions on the app were a lot better than I thought they would be, considering the reviews that I saw online about it. I didn't seem to have any issues at all, again, with the setup or the use of the app. The main dashboard includes information on your heart rate, steps tracked, and sleep activity. The app also includes a sports section where you can adjust your activities based on your needs. There's more than a few options for sports that you can choose, so go crazy. Music, pause, play, and skip is available with this watch, and it does work with Spotify as long as the Spotify app is running. Regular Spotify users should be familiar with the unfortunate quirkiness of the fact that the Spotify app needs to be running in order for it to work with things to fast forward and rewind and play and pause and you know, all that stuff. As I mentioned before, this watch also has a heart rate monitor, call notifications, text notifications, and works with many different apps. On the first day, the sleep tracking seemed to work awesome and tracked all of the 5 hours that I slept. On the first night, it was great. As far as the rest of the week goes, it did great tracking sleep every single day that I've used it. On top of all this, I do have to say the battery lasts for days, and I've only charged it once in the past week. Charge time on this device is only around 2 hours, and for days of use, it's about as good as our old flip phones. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. It's all positive, so you should rush down to the description now to buy the watch, right? Well, hang on. Let me tell you about the cons. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button while you're at it, and let's get back into this. So, getting into one of the main reasons why somebody would even buy this watch, the BPM and step trackers. As far as the BPM goes, it is a little finicky sometimes depending on how clean the sensor is on the back. Overall, throughout the first day, it did track really well, but I did have to take it off the next morning after going to sleep to clean the sensor off. This isn't really a big deal, knowing that you should probably be taking the watch off anyways for hygiene reasons to not only clean the sensor, but, you know, wash the spot that the watch is sitting on. With all this being said, I have heard that more expensive watches do the same exact thing if the sensor gets dirty, so that's not really something that's happening specifically just to this watch, just because it's a cheap watch. Nope. That sensor works the exact same way as any other watch. One thing I did have to learn the hard way is if you're going to try to get an accurate BPM, you're going to need to make sure the watch is on the right spot on your wrist. This is so it can sense the different kind of blood or whatever it does to get the BPM. As far as step counting goes, just make sure the watch is on the non-dominant hand, so as you move around regularly, you're not counting extra steps for no reason. One thing I did notice is BPM is a little latent sometimes with the watch, but I can tell you that the app never skips a beat. The app will always tell how high your heart rate got, whether the watch caught it or not. That being said, I don't really find the latency an issue as long as it's being tracked. I have one last thing to say about BPM before I go on to addressing some of the reviews on this watch. Sometimes the watch gets a little bit lost as far as BPM goes and you just need to restart it. After restarting, it'll get right back on track and resume accurately reading your BPM. Negative reviews on this product revolve around sleep tracking and BPM, mostly saying that both of these things are inaccurate and don't work right. But I believe a lot of these things come down to improper care, as I talked about earlier, cleaning the sensor off and things of that nature, restarting the device if BPM isn't working right, fixes these issues. That being said, when it comes down to this watch tracking your BPM, for the most part, it is accurate and you don't have to deal with it misreading. And again, a quick restart fixes the issue. Also, one thing I saw as far as reviews go was the app was slow and Bluetooth didn't really work right. It really seems like people's slow phones that they haven't upgraded in 6 years are really coming down hard on this product. Guys, you need a new phone every 2 years. Go buy a new frickin' phone and stop blaming product. Upgrade your phones, people. It's 2021! Lastly, as far as bad reviews go, some of them complain about the features not working perfectly on this watch. These features kind of imitate features that would be similar to what the Apple Watch would have. An example of this is it doesn't always seem like the watch actually receives text message notifications. Just today, I actually started receiving these notifications though, so I'm not sure. It's another one of those finicky kind of things, but I am getting the notifications as of now on my Android phone for regular SMS. Furthermore, as far as regular notifications go, every single app from Google Hangouts to Facebook Messenger, Instagram, JFit, they all seem to work perfectly. I would like to mention one more thing as far as regular SMS notifications go. If SMS notifications aren't working with the watch, you can actually use Messenger to receive your regular SMS text messages, and that would solve this issue. Like I said, it seems to be working now for me magically. I'm not sure why, but it is working for me now. I do have to say that as far as these features not working 100% all the time, let's just remember it is a tenth the price of an Apple Watch. So, I mean, we're actually lucky that these features are even on this watch and it's not just a BPM and step tracker. All right, it's conclusion time, and I have to say that, as I said from the very start, I enjoy this watch. I've been using it for a week now. It works in the shower, which is pretty cool. The fact that it's actually waterproof is pretty sweet. I've had very limited issues with it, very trivial issues. Coming down to, as I mentioned before, BPM, had to reset the watch for it to start reading right again, but it's been reading right since. And I've been receiving, as I said, notifications just fine, except for the SMS text notifications, which I just started receiving today. If you're expecting an Apple Watch for $20 instead of $300, unfortunately, that is not the case. No, I can tell you that you are getting a pretty good watch for $20 as far as features go. It's amazing that all it costs is the price of filling up a Mazda 3's tank, at least in the Northeast. To recap, in my experience, if you wipe the sensor off and put the watch in the right place on your hand, along with restarting it every once in a while, it's a perfectly good choice for a smart fitness watch. After all, it does have 67% 5-star ratings and an overall 4.4-star rating. It has very low bad reviews, and the bad reviews seem to be generalized to issues that are very trivial. In the end, it's your choice. Like I said, there is a link in the description if you want to use that. It'll really help me out, and again, it doesn't cost you anything to use it. Highly recommended watch. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this on the Fitness Fabrication YouTube channel. That's going to be it for today, guys. Take care and don't get arrested. Good, I'm keeping that in. I'm not redoing it. Bye.